Oh, good for this? Yeah, I'm good.
You're good for this?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the Endgame Recap. Do you want to say the date? Do you have an intro for this? Do you have an intro?
No, hold
Come
on.
on, give me an intro.
It's May 1st, also known as May Day.
No, people are going to be listening to it on the 2nd.
It's May 2nd.
Okay, do you want to do it, announce what this is?
This is the Endgame Recap.
Do you want to introduce
From Real
yourself?
Good there. I'm the wife.
You lowered yourself to just being a partner. You've dropped your name. Some people might say this is abuse.
Well,
She no longer goes by her name. She calls herself the wife.
the wife,
Yeah.
Colette.
Colette?
Yeah.
Hi, Colette.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Who am I?
I don't know. I can't see that far. Who are you?
Mr. Kyle.
Mr. Kyle.
Mr.
The
Kyle. We'll
ginger?
leave it at that.
The ginger.
So you've listened to the podcast before. How does it go?
Well, it goes well.
We do the news in the beginning.
News in the beginning.
And then bigger
and
stuff
then
in the
bigger
end.
stuff with some commentation in the middle.
Commentation.
Commendation.
Commendations. Okay.
Commentary.
Commentary.
Is the word I was trying to get to.
Okay.
You know.
Thank you.
There's some opinions.
Well, the first bit of news that we have is I wanted to get the bad stuff out of the way.
Good.
EA is laying off hundreds of people.
Well, that's terrible.
It says around 100 staff were let go at Respawn and 200 to 300 more company-wide. And so that's sad to see more layoffs happening in the gaming industry, isn't it? Yeah. Speaking of bad layoffs, Giant Bomb, a site that reports on gaming news and does lots of different stuff, reviews, all that. It says their future is uncertain following a shutdown with parent company Fandom, which also owns GameSpot, over editorial interference. Creative director Dan Rickert announced on a recent live stream that he would no longer be appearing on the Giant Bombcast, and co-host Jeff Grubb confirmed on social media on Thursday that he's no longer with the company. Giant Bomb content is currently on hold while Fandom engages in a strategic reset and realignment of our media brands.
Would you say it bombed?
No, actually, it was probably doing pretty well, actually,
Well, there goes my joke.
Yeah. Speaking of layoffs in a video game news site.
Oh, God.
Gaming news site Polygon, same day, was gutted by massive layoffs amid sale to Valnet. Jeez. It says Vox Media has sold video game specialist website Polygon to internet brand aggregator Valnet, the publisher of content churning sites including Game Rant, OpenCritic, Android Police, and the Comic Book Resources. The move comes alongside significant layoffs for veteran journalists at the 13-year-old outlet, including co-founder and editor-in-chief Chris Plant and senior writer Michael McWhorter. The sudden job cuts appear to have been completely unexpected for those affected. Yeah.
Wow, what a nice time to do that.
Yeah, so two of the biggest last bastions for gaming news as we used to know it in the early 2010s when it really peaked are, I don't want to say going away, but they're affected by layoffs on the same day. Two different companies too, parent companies.
Is that a coincidence, do you think? Or
I have no idea. That's a good question. It's a good question. I honestly have no idea.
Curious.
I
we'll
think
see, I guess.
It's just, not a lot of people, there's not a lot of gaming sites anymore that talk about gaming reviews with that enthusiast but serious edge.
Yeah.
Is
it all just paid off?
No.
Reporting?
No. It's mainly influencers and sites like Rolling Stone or something that also cover games, but dedicated gaming sites are starting to go away. Yeah.
Suspicious. Do you feel like that's because there's
closer to the mic?
Do you feel like it's because there's fewer games or people are playing less games. They're playing more of like perpetual things.
No,
Like,
it's just the changing media landscape and also people wanting money.
Yeah.
They sold the company, you know. So.
Well, get paid, I guess. But
Codemasters has announced that they are pausing development on rally games. EA Sports WRC support concludes. So EA owns the Codemasters stuff these days, and we've had these rally games going on for a long time. A lot of people saw them as the pinnacle of rally games. A lot of influencers certainly built careers, driving influencer gaming type people on these things. And those games are now on hold until they figure out what's going on with that. It says, perhaps most notable is that Codemasters will be pausing development plans on future Rally titles. This means a follow-up to its work on the officially licensed Rally game won't be seen for a long time, if at all. So, yeah.
what kind of game was that?
Rally. Rally is like super fast in the dirt racing.
Oh.
Cool. European stuff.
Yeah, fun.
You like it. You've played it before, yeah. Here's one for no one that listens. There's recently a fighting game that came out that was a sequel to a Dreamcast game from ages ago, and it's called Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves. The prior title is Fatal Fury: Mark of the Wolves. Some of us have been waiting a long time for a sequel. Anyway, it came out on PS5 and it had significant input delay. Now, what do you know about input delay?
Well, I know that it's you push the button and there's the amount of time before the action takes place.
Thank you very much. And why would zero input lag be good in a fighting game?
Because you can kick ass faster.
There you go.
You're not waiting. I mean, if you're going to be counting frames.
What? Keep going.
There's, the less discrepancy, the better. Because your opponent, if, there's lag, can get one over on you.
Look at you bringing out those multisyllabic words with discrepancy.
Look, there are some younger listeners that
isn't.
might have a hard time with that one.
There's no one. So there's a patch for PS5 specifically that's coming out to reduce the input delay. So imagine you want to buy this game, you want to be competitive with it, and one of the platforms had significant input delay. That's bad.
Well,
that's really bad.
If you're in the fighting community, then you're going to get shit on for that kind of thing.
Yep.
So fix it, I guess.
Getting an obsolete product.
Yeah. No one wants that.
So the news item came out this week that said the first 7 Leisure Suit Larry games are being delisted from Steam.
Why?
Do you know what licensing stuff?
It means removed, right?
Yeah.
Delisted, so
but you can
unlisted.
still download them if you have them in your library.
Oh.
But people can't buy new ones. Do you know what Leisure Suit Larry is about?
I mean, I'm picturing like a Larry. Okay, so there's this guy, Larry, right?
Where are you going with this?
He loves a leisure suit.
What is a leisure suit to you?
I just
What's a leisure suit look like to you?
For whatever reason, I'm picturing a tracksuit, but I know that's incorrect. But I'm picturing like a mob guy in like a velour matching top and bottom, maybe like a burgundy with white stripes down the arms and legs with maybe a gold chain and a white t-shirt underneath. And he's like, head spaghetti.
Okay, while you look that up on your phone. While you look up...
Is it linen?
Just look up Leisure Suit Larry on your phone. And while you're doing that, let me read the official description of the series on Wikipedia.
All right, deal.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Leisure Suit Larry is an adult-themed sex comedy video game series created by Al Lowe. Drawing inspiration from soft porn adventure, the Leisure Suit Larry series centers on Larry Laffer, a middle-aged man known for his balding head, penchant for double entendre, and iconic leisure suits. The stories typically focus on his unsuccessful attempts to seduce young women, portraying him as an unsuccessful pickup artist. A common
Whoa.
link between the games are Larry's explorations of luxurious and cosmopolitan hotels, ships, beaches, resorts, and casinos.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is the nightlife of the guy that I was picturing, basically.
See other images of him too, because his model has changed throughout the years.
Well, I did look at the
But
other ones,
listen to
but
this.
like
You
these
ready?
pictures are ridiculous.
It says, the series became notable for its blend of humor, parody, and sexual fantasy, a departure from the Norman Sierra's otherwise family-friendly catalog.
What the fuck?
Yep. It had 6 games between 1987 and 1996.
How many?
6.
6?
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
This is so... Look at how he's drawn, and look at how all the women are.
You allergic to that mic?
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm looking over here at the picture, which is the opposite direction. Look at that.
Yeah, that's Larry.
Just tits all around.
Here's a description of the first game when it came out. It said, Larry Laffer is a short, tacky, balding, 40-year-old man who has been living with his mother until recently. He used to be in the software business, but decided to leave everything behind as he moved to the city of lost wages in pursuit of sexual fulfillment. Clad in a white polyester leisure suit, Larry finds himself outside of Lefty's bar, determined to finally lose his virginity, or commit suicide if he's unable to achieve the goal before dawn.
Oh my god. And there were 6 of these?
Yeah, do you want to hear the names of them?
Oh god. Yeah. Do I have a choice?
Nope. I put in the work to get this together, so get ready. It says, Leisure Suit Larry in the Land of the Lounge Lizards. You have to appreciate the alliteration, though.
I do, unfortunately.
Second one is Leisure Suit Larry goes looking for love, parentheses, in several wrong places. Okay. The third one is strangely called Leisure Suit Larry 3.
Creative, guys.
Passionate Patty in pursuit of the pulsating pectorals.
Oh. It just definitely paints a picture, doesn't it?
Did they skip 4? Why isn't 4 listed? Well, Leisure Suit Larry 5 says Passionate Patty does a little undercover work.
Okay, so we got a side quest character that's become a thing, because Larry, what? Did he have a heart attack?
I didn't play those. I played the first one.
That's why 4 is missing.
I played the first 2, actually.
You did?
Yeah.
How were they?
I mean, I don't like point-and-click adventures. They're too slow for me, but it
is that what that was?
It delivered on the consumer promise. Number 6, Leisure Suit Larry 6, Shape Up or Slip Out.
Oh my.
And then it goes on to Leisure Suit Larry, Love for Sale. Leisure Suit Larry...
Times are tough.
Leisure Suit
We're
Larry...
into butt stuff now.
Jesus. Leisure Suit Larry, Magna Cum Laude. Magna Cum Laude?
Should have been Magnum
Yeah, that's...
Cum Laude.
Honestly.
Magnum Cum Laude.
Yeah. I think
Laddie.
Yeah, Magnum.
Cum Laddie. Oh, no.
That's good.
Well, it's taken a turn.
That's taking a turn. Next one is Leisure Suit Larry, Box Office Bust.
All right, well, I bet we can figure what that one's about. What kind of tea do you
The
have?
Monroe Doctrine.
What kind of tea do you have?
What kind of what?
Tea.
Tea?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't have tea.
Oh.
I have the drink you gave me.
Oh, well, fabulous.
This one says,
Nice.
the next one in 2018 was Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry.
Oh, gross. Come on.
No, that was Cum Laude. Or Cum Laude.
Ugh. Yeah, okay. Hilarious.
We're still on Leisure Suit Larry. There's one more, by the way.
This is more than 6.
Well, yeah, the first 6 games are no longer available. Or 7.
Oh.
Yeah. First 7 games are no longer on Steam.
How
or
many
going to be
total are
listed.
there?
There's a number. This is the last one. This was in 2020. It was Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Dry Twice.
Oh, God. Ew. How does it get wet again? He's just not changing his sheets. He's like dirty. Fucking gross. This is like 12 years later, right? He's still in the same sheets.
Yeah. So that was all the bad news.
So we're on to good news.
So speaking of which, we're going to change the sheets now.
Yeah, change them.
We're going to level set. Shake it out.
Great.
Shake it out.
Great.
Shake it out. Oh my God.
Is that better?
All right. So this is an image at Reddit, and I'll just describe it to you. And it's in the gaming subreddit.
Where do I get to see this picture?
It says adulthood
Okay.
is the caption. And it shows an Xbox Live interface in the social tab that says friends, 0 friends online, friend requests, no requests to view. And you know what? It was
like
funny.
Mine until I talk, and then somebody's like, a woman. Let's friend add.
Bing, 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 bing.
Join my party.
Yeah, join my party. No, I wanted to say, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be. I was on Void Crew, and everyone wanted to be my friend.
Honestly, it sounded like a good time.
It was a great time. But I saw that and I'm like, oh, but you know what? You can change that, man.
It starts with not being an asshole.
That's about where the bar's at these days.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
And you'll probably find somebody that will tolerate being around you.
Yes.
It worked for me.
Yeah, I tolerate being around you. So, remember that game I showed you, that kind of RPG one that looked like Final Fantasy, but it was French, and Expedition 33?
Yes. It's doing well, right?
Yes, they have come out and said Elder Scrolls Oblivion didn't seem to harm us at all.
Oh.
Yeah, because a lot of people were like, oh no, how dare Microsoft release that? And they're just going to try and kill this game. And they're like, no, it didn't.
It
if
seems
anything,
like
it was,
different audiences.
Yeah, completely different audiences. And then there are multiple developers that are recommending this game.
Nice. Any that you know?
Yeah, the Baldur's Gate people are recommending it. They came out and said, you should buy this game. And then
That's a nice compliment.
Yeah, the Expedition 33 people said, you should buy Baldur's Gate. Cool.
That's
right?
nice.
Isn't that nice?
I like hearing stories like that. More of that.
Yep.
More friends.
Bring up your phone. I'm going to send you an image really quick.
Okay.
This is an image.
On what platform are you
Messenger. Here. I want you to click this link and tell me exactly what it is that you are seeing. Like, read the caption and then...
Okay. Sorry, my app is loading.
7 hours later.
I got sidetracked.
Did you really?
No.
Oh.
No. Okay. I am clicking it. It's loading.
What's the caption say?
The caption says 90-year-old still gaming and loves Assassin's Creed Shadows so much he thought he bought the guide.
How does that make you feel? What are you seeing?
I'm seeing an elder man with a leisure suit. No, I'm just kidding. He's in jeans and like a hoodie with like a polo neck coming out of the
we don't
hoodie
need the
and
whole
loafers.
Tolkien description.
And a little side table with his coffee and snacks. How cute.
Yeah.
He's holding a game.
But what's next to him?
Thing. Assassin's Creed Shadows, the complete official guide.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I like it.
Isn't
He
that
wants
cool?
to get all the things.
Yeah, he wants, but he also loves games at 90 years old.
Yeah. And I think that's good because it's so good for so many reasons. It activates your brain.
Yes,
It's fun. Maybe your body can't do all the things, and so you get to go be an assassin and jump off a roof into a pile of hay.
You know, I think that's what he's really thinking about. He's 90 years old, and he just wishes that he could lash out at all his enemies that he didn't make good with. Yeah.
Stabby stab.
Yeah. Wrist blade or whatever the hell. The Hidden Blade.
Yeah.
So this is another good bit of news. Ubisoft hints more Prince of Persia on the way as The Lost Crown passes 2 million players. And
Nice.
they have come out and said he's just warming up. And I bring it up because a lot of people said, oh, that game was great, but it didn't sell anything. And it turns out it actually did make a lot of money.
Good.
Yep. And they said, you've revived the legend. The prince is back. And believe us, he's just warming up.
Awesome.
That was one of the first major platforming games back in the day.
Oh, really?
From the mid-'80s.
Huh.
Prince of Persia. It's
Was it
old.
hard?
Yeah. One dude did all this, like, cutting-edge animation for it. There's a whole, like, really cool documentary game about it on Steam.
Is there an art book for it?
We probably have it.
I mean, low-key,
Okay, here's one.
probably.
It says Epic Games is giving back with a 0% revenue share deal for developers.
Wait, what?
You'll hear it. The Epic Games has just revealed a mighty change coming to the operating model for the Epic Games Store. The team has announced that from June 2025, any Epic Games Store payments processed will be done so with a 0% revenue share up to the first $1 million. Once that threshold has been hit, an 88% and 12% split will kick in. But wait, there's more. Alongside the news that Epic Games will permit developers to earn $1 million without paying any store fees, the team revealed that web shops are being introduced for developers. And so that's basically like...
Cool.
Yeah. It goes around... They made a jab at Apple and how they're making it a more equitable environment and not funneling all this money up, which is smart. It's a smart angle, but, you know, I'm not going to take sides on that as an unemployed man. I'm going to say giving as much to independent creators is good. It's real good there.
It's real good there.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
This is kind of a long one, and I'll try to sum it up the best I can, but buckle up, Von Kennel.
Well, I'm out of buckles, but I'll hold on to the couch.
Oh my God. It says AI agents playing video games will transform future robots. Video games have played an important role in the development of AI. Many early demonstrations of machine learning involved teaching computers to play games. Eventually, Google DeepMind's mastery of the game StarCraft II was taken as proof that machines could now compete with us across many fields in which we were previously undisputed champions. Now, games are being used as a test bed for exploring some of the most exciting new areas in AI, including autonomous agents, real-world robots, and perhaps even the quest for AGI, which is like the brain, you know.
I don't think I like this.
It says, the idea is to show that machines can navigate and learn inside the 3D worlds of video game environments. They can then use what they've learned to navigate entirely different worlds and tasks, all within their own rules, using whatever tools are available to them to solve problems. And it's like video games provide a great environment for AI training because the variety of tasks and challenges is almost infinite. Importantly, the player usually solves these challenges using a standard set of tools, all accessed via the game controller. This corresponds well with the way AI agents tackle problems by choosing which tools to use from a predefined selection. Game worlds also provide safe, observable, and scalable environments where the effects of subtle changes to variables or behavior can be explored at little real-world cost. And so they were in a bunch of games, and yeah, AI is now learning inside of video games for real-world applications.
I don't think I like that. I'll say it again.
I think it's kind of cool, but...
Yeah, until it's like the scary stuff you start thinking about. You're like, actually, wait,
My
wait a
POV
second.
on all this AI stuff is that, like, Pandora's box is open, so we got to make sure that
That's what I'm saying.
we can't put it back. It's not going to happen. We can't just say there's a ban on AI, because the world's too diverse, people are too independent and creative.
And ultimately, it is helpful.
Yeah. It
It
can
can
really
be
helpful.
a good tool. It can be a good tool.
It can be
I think there's
very helpful.
overuse of it and over reliance on it now, but
And Dynamite was a really good tool, too.
I mean, yeah, blow things up. Fun.
Alfred Nobel.
What would you blow up? First thing that comes to mind.
When I blow up,
Yeah.
I'll get arrested if I say that.
Nice.
I have a lot
Nice.
of creative ideas. I have an infinite number. I have an infinite number of creative ideas in a short amount of time. Okay. This is the last article we have. We covered a lot really quick today. So this one is going to be, this one might be a little bit long, but feel free to jump in on this one when we get to kind of the thick of it here.
Okay.
How video games can benefit and harm your mental health. Enjoying a good video game every so often can provide significant benefits, from stress relief to improved cognitive functioning. But excessive and obsessive gaming could just as easily damage your mental health, a major new review from Oxford scientists suggests. The paper, published Wednesday morning, offers the most comprehensive examination of the causal link between gaming and mental health, its authors tell the Star. After reviewing and compiling the results of around 120 research papers, the authors determined 13 different mechanisms through which gaming could affect our mental well-being. And I like what this guy has like multiple quotes in here about how he did this because he wants people to reflect on how they engage the media, their relationship. Am I happy doing this? You know,
Or is it a job?
Or is it a job? Or is it causing a lot of toxicity? Am I addicted in an interesting way? These are serious conversations that we need to have. We need to have this with lots of media, with vices. You know, we always need to think about these things, right?
Right. Does he address loot crates or gambling in there?
Well, we'll have to just go on into the article. It says the mental health benefits of video games.
Yeah.
Video games can provide a variety of mental health benefits depending on the type of games one plays and their attitude toward them. Better brain health is one. It says some research suggests games, especially fast-paced, action-oriented titles, can help improve executive functioning, working memory, and attention control. These benefits can also help the gamer to deal with stress and regulate their emotions in the long run. Emotional regulation.
Yeah, interesting.
What do you think about that?
I think it's I already am aware of how it's used in therapy. So yeah, I would agree with that, especially in some of these cozy games when I'm feeling anxious and I'm playing like, the Cottage Simulator or one of these other games, Dwarf Romantic or something like that, my gardening game.
My gardening game. I like how it's just my gardening game.
I forget what the title is. Sorry, guys.
You play multiple. You play Garden Galaxy and then you play the other one.
Yeah, Garden Galaxy was cute, but it got too hoardery. Like, I had too many, things that I was saving and I wasn't getting, the squares that I needed to grow my little island. So I'm like, I've got so much shit now.
You needed that.
I need to declutter.
Yeah, it became the opposite of what it promised.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The other one is like, I'm just going to water this flower and mow the yard. It's nice.
So the next one says...
But, for emotional regulation, it was nice and it did the job. So
well, I think emotional regulation also comes into effect when it's a horror game. And to not, jump out, to control your emotions a little bit and regulate that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
This one says, deeper meaning and new perspectives. Games with moral choices or complex narratives can foster a sense of meaning, appreciation, and sometimes nostalgia in gamers who become emotionally attached to storylines, characters, or other players. A good story can also introduce new perspectives.
Interesting.
Identity development. Games that challenge one's worldview allow interactions with other players and allow gamers to experiment with their identity through character creation and role-playing in a safe space that can help solidify one's own identity, especially for young players.
I like that. And I think it's important to spend as long as you want in the character creator area.
Yeah.
Take as much time as you want.
Or just in the game. Take as much time as you want in the game. Play at your own pace. How I play games is going to be different from how you play games, from how my brother plays games. And I think that's one of the beauties of a medium. There's no right and wrong.
Yeah.
But I can get frustrated and be like, you suck at that game. I'm kidding.
As you often do.
Oh, God. Shut up. I just kick you from the team. No, I'm kidding. The next one says video games as therapy.
Yeah,
There exist
see?
games designed to administer anxiety interventions or gamify cognitive behavioral therapy. Research suggests these options have yielded benefits potentially by making treatment easier and more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exercise games. Exer games, or games that incorporate physical activity like Dance Dance Revolution or Ring Fit Adventure, can boost physical activity as well as its associated health and mental health benefits. Makes sense.
Yeah.
How video games could harm your mental health.
Yeah. Curious.
Gaming disorder. Some people may become unable to control their gaming habits, even when it interferes with their daily life. This compulsion can lead to social withdrawal, mental health issues, including depression, poor performance at work or school, and more. And for that, I always got to say, there's like that show Strange Addiction, which shows that anything can be an addiction.
Yeah.
But we also have to keep in mind that a lot of these systems and all of these games are specifically designed to keep you engaged.
Yeah,
to
the
keep you
breadcrumbing.
the breadcrumbing, the treadmill. So
The loot crates.
on one hand, yes, we all have that independence. On the other, there are some very intelligent people that are very capable at pulling susceptible individuals into it, right?
Yeah,
and those people
definitely.
need to be protected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one says sexualization and misogyny.
Oh, shocker. I'm honestly surprised that this is coming up at all.
Exposure to games featuring sexualized content, especially in the presentation of female characters, can lead to body dysmorphia or dissatisfaction, especially in women, and more misogynistic attitudes, especially in men. Although I will say these days, we also need to really look at the male loneliness epidemic and how young men as young as 14 are taking steroids or other things to live up to the physical standards set by media and influencers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think all genders are feeling that.
I think all genders aren't, but I think that a lot of the time men are left out of that equation. A lot of people say like men don't have the societal pressures that women have.
Well, I think
Which is
anyone
half
who
true.
says that really just hasn't thought about it or had that conversation with anyone else.
I think most
That-
people
That thing, we're talking about steroids or TRT or any of that, but like women are also getting plastic surgery to get their lips done,
Yeah.
their faces done. They're getting lipo
all I wanted to say
at a young age too. So it's everyone feels something. There's pressure everywhere.
There's
but
pressure
yeah,
everywhere.
I do think a lot of it's typical and easy to say, "Oh, the pressure's on women," but there are also pressures on men that needs to be more of. It needs to be part of the conversation more
part of the
often.
conversation. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a competition, and I never
Right.
want it to be a competition.
No,
All I
of
want to
course
say is
not.
like there's a collective discussion happening, and like you said, men are welcome at the table to say what they want to say.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot in the past they've been excluded,
Yeah.
like because you don't understand what a so and so goes through.
Right.
Shut up. But
right.
it's happening to such a degree in the fitness world now where I have to put my foot down and be like, this is bad.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
sexualization and misogyny, this I would have loved for the author of this to write something about the male loneliness epidemic and how video games, like how many video game male characters are fucking burly,
I mean, a
muscly,
good solid amount.
right?
There's also a lot of dorky ones.
There's also a lot of dorky, but there's also a lot of
I mean, look at fucking Leisure Suit Larry. He's a twerp with all these hot babes around.
Tell me more about how Leisure Suit Larry represented an underrepresented part of humanity.
Well, all of the twerpy parts.
I love
He
it.
got to wet dream again.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Get out of here. So this one only says
Twice.
displacement of other activities, video game addiction. So I think this is unfair to list it as something else because it mentions video game addiction, which was one thing that they talked about before. So this to me was really like a subset of
Redundant.
another thing, you know?
Yeah.
It says video game addiction can displace more beneficial activities like sleep, physical activities, social engagements, and school work, leading to feelings of guilt, loneliness, and lower life satisfaction.
Yeah, that should have been part of the other one.
I think so too. Yeah. It says financial harms. Games featuring predatory monetization
Yeah.
schemes like pay to win in-game transactions and loot boxes can lead to overspending and nurture gambling-like behaviors or
Yeah.
prey on people who already have gambling problems. Yeah. How video games could either hurt or help you. Games can have ambivalent effects that can either be positive or negative. These include gaming as a coping mechanism. Many turn to video games to cope with real-life issues from unemployment to loneliness. If used responsibly, gaming can reduce stress and provide mental health benefits, but excessive coping can lead to emotional dysregulation and reduced long-term mental resilience. You could put that description for anything.
Yeah. Honestly.
Anything.
Yeah.
Walks are good, but too many walks will make you,
Like, it's kind of a cop-out.
like a little bit, but it's a good reminder. I think if you're being thorough
Sure.
and you want people to think about this deeply, it's okay.
Add that to your conclusion, maybe.
Yeah, you tell them.
You know,
tell
you know
them.
that I don't know if that needs to be a specific another
Colette has
thing.
spoken, and you guys could be doing better.
You could be doing better.
So much
alright?
better.
Let me tell you about.
Let me
I'm
tell
gonna come
you.
in with literally zero previous knowledge of this particular topic at hand. This article, and I'm just gonna tell you. You left me wanting.
You left me wanting. I like that. I never hear that from you. Anyway.
There's a reason.
Hey. Autonomy, belonging, and competence. Gaming can satisfy these three basic psychological needs by allowing players opportunities for customization,
Okay.
interactions with others, and to
Yeah.
overcome problems. But it can also cause frustration in one's life, manifesting as feelings of coercion, failure, and loneliness. Yeah. There's a lot of the time, like people say these days that they worry about inclusion and cosmetics in games more than they worry about real world inclusion based on their personal fashion.
Interesting.
Younger generations.
Really?
Yeah. There was I can't remember the study, but it came out saying that like
What?
their validation in online environments, like a Fortnite skin would matter more to them than like a certain pair of Jordans.
I think it just depends on where they hold value.
Well, that's it.
Like
That's it.
this skin, I did XYZ to get this skin, but in real life, they're like,
Yeah,
it's a
some kids
Hanes
won't care, right?
t-shirt.
But I think we are right to question these studies, but it's also interesting because I don't want to discredit the study, but I also want to look at the study and be like, if they did their homework and grabbed a wide swath of people, that certainly is interesting that they came away with the conclusion that younger generations put more value on social acceptance in in-game worlds versus people they know in person.
Right. Well, like, what I want to know is, like, what conclusions are they trying to draw from with this information? Are they trying to say something about these people? Like, oh, they are shut-ins, or, you know.
No.
Is there any kind of summation of that?
That's a separate study.
Okay.
This isn't related to this thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're just like, oh, they care more about this, and that's it?
Yeah. That was an old study that I'm quoting or remembering.
Okay.
But what I'm just generally saying that there's that sense of belonging and competence where, if some of these kids, this is a hypothetical, but imagine there is a skin in a game that you only get for Fortnite for being really good or logging in a certain day. That sense of value is going to drive some of these kids to do things to earn that value. So that's going to cause potentially levels of stress, unwanted levels of stress, because they lose that sense of belonging.
I guess, but we have stress coming at us in every direction from so many different
But
things.
what I'm saying is we need to think about it.
I guess,
If
is
your
it worth it?
If you're,
How much stress is it, and is it worth it?
yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
And whose opinion is it
Yeah.
making that judgment?
So, but that's what it's about. It's like, that could be a good thing. Getting the skin could feel good, but when it becomes an obligation or some kind of detrimental social obligation for societal value, that's bad.
Like, are you starting to miss out on things because you're trying to get this achievement?
Yep, exactly. Socialization. Multiplayer games can help players develop trusting relationships, reduce loneliness, and introduce new worldviews. On the flip side, it can also nurture toxicity, harassment, and bullying, especially when playing with strangers.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. I mean, do you know where your kids are? Type of thing.
10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock. Yeah. Do you know where your kids are?
You know where your kids are?
Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
That was cool. But,
I do know.
Soccer groups, sports groups. Look at all the abuse that happens in religious hazing. Circles or traditional sports circles. There's lots of So that's people are people, no matter what. They're basically saying people are going to be people.
They're going to show up as they are.
Yeah, but it's good because it just shows that gaming is a broad thing. All right.
I like all the positivity happening in gaming.
Positivity is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real good there.
Real good there.
Yeah.
It says passion or obsession. It can be beneficial to have a balanced, passionate, and meaningful relationship with gaming, but when this tips into obsession, which may happen when gaming is used to compensate for difficulties in daily life, it can lead to poor outcomes, including procrastination and tension. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Are certain game genres worse than others? There's no genre that's inherently problematic, according to the person behind this, although some titles may be more appealing to people more prone to the negative effects of gaming, which I thought was a very astute observation and well said. And they went on to say, for example, research shows there are higher rates of problematic gaming in genres like massively multiplayer online games like World of Warcraft or multiplayer online battle arena games like League of Legends. That doesn't mean the games themselves are bad. They just tend to attract a certain type of player base. And as someone who works in community management, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can 100% reinforce that. And last bits here, it says, people can get positive experiences out of whatever kinds of games they're playing. It's just a matter of the right match between the player, the game, and their ability to regulate playing. And the guy goes on to say that after some soul searching, he realized he wasn't really wanting to play any more competitive games. It just wasn't giving him what he wanted, which is lovely.
Yeah.
We should think about our relationship to media more and more. And the last thing they said, there's no single answer to how gaming affects mental health. But our framework helps cut through the noise by focusing on cause and effect. We hope this work encourages better theory development and ultimately better digital well-being for players. Nice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
I like a better well-being being
a better well-being
the
being
focus.
Yeah. A real human being.
Being. A human being.
A human being. Do you have any last thoughts about gaming news this week? What have you been playing, babe?
I've been playing. I'm trying to finish Avowed, for Christ's sakes. I just want to finish it. I'm so close.
You're so close.
I'm so close. I just got to the garden. I don't know if that means it's going to take me a while or what.
What are you excited to play? I'm
excited to play Oblivion and do more of that because it seems pretty funny.
Is there anything else?
I am excited to play Chained Together.
Chained Together?
Yeah.
Oh boy. We'll have to stream that. You'll get your rig and we'll play that.
I'm excited to play the tower defense game we were playing the other day.
Oh yeah, we both got neurotic. I mentioned that in the podcast.
Yeah, I'd love to play that some more.
How you and we bonded over
I need optimization and efficiency and to spend as little money doing it as possible.
Exactly. If I'm not being efficient playing a tower defense game, what are we doing?
What's the point?
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why bother?
Yeah.
And be the best at this or just give up.
Are we going to play any games this weekend?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a game that you just told me to play that
Yeah.
is going to take me a
Skin
minute
deep.
for a game. For
Yeah, an hour and a
joke.
half. Yeah, it's gonna take you an hour and
Is
a half
it a
to get
sex
the joke.
game?
No, not a sex
I'm
game.
glad it's not Leisure Suit Larry. That doesn't sound like something I need to play.
I think a Leisure Suit Larry live stream played by you should happen in the future now.
I'll cosplay as Larry.
There you go. With the yeah, I like that. Drag king it up.
Yeah.
I like it.
But tits out.
Tits out. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, so that's
Larry's
it. That's
big
it for this
naturals.
week. Yeah, do you have what's a sign off? What's a Colette sign off to people?
Be excellent to each other.
You can't take someone else's. Come on. You're clever.
Don't be a dick.
Someone else's.
Really?
Yeah. What'd you hear the other day that you wanted to put on a?
I tell you, if you've got a good idea, run it up a flagpole and see who salutes.
There you
Brought
go.
to you by Lemmy.
Brought to you by Lemmy.
Yeah.
Well, that's Endgame Recap. So, bye.
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 Bye.